Aha! I finally found it.
Huh?
Greetings. I am looking for the BBWs.
What is he talking about?
Why would he say it like that?
Who abbreviates that? I've never heard anyone call it that before.
This is the bread and breakfast worldwide, is it not? Get away!
Oh dear. This is not going to end well.
Hey man, it's your boy Alex, and welcome back to another bang.
Today, we are talking about Demon Slayer, and more specifically, the Mugen Train arc. Now, this was requested in my last Demon Slayer video, so I said, you know what? Here go 2 more for y'all. And once again, we got another 2-parter. So this video will have the first 3 episodes of the arc, and the next one will have the last 4, so stay tuned for that one. Now look, if you haven't seen this arc, spoiler warnings ahead. And without further ado, it's time to get unhinged. So the story begins with our boy Rengoku traveling to the Mugen train to investigate the disappearance of over 40 people. And when he gets there, he starts chopping it up with some of their train workers, who tell him that the train's gonna be in service the next night. This train just caught 40 bodies, and you gonna let it back out for a 50 ball? Since when did Spirit Airlines start making trains? But while they're having this conversation, they hear a loud scream coming from the corner of the train station. And when they go check it out, a demon with the smoothest body I've ever seen in my life is holding somebody hostage. And then he gonna have the nerve to whisper in this man's ear, knowing damn well his breath smell like 10 cans to bounce that ass. But suddenly, the demon catches a whiff of the box lunches that Rengoku brought for the workers and says that they smell revolting, and then proceeds to curb stomp it. But that's not all, because this demon hated the smell of that box lunch so much, he tells Rengoku that after he's done here, he's going to find whoever made those lunches and kill them. And I know Rengoku's sitting there like, what? What are you talking about, bro? But right after the demon says this, he attempts to take out his hostage. But he must have not read the scouting report, because in the blink of an eye, Rengoku dashes over there and slices both of his arms off. And while Rengoku was saving the hostage, the demon regenerates his hands and heads towards the smell of the food box vendors. Hold on, bro, because he was dead ass about that? That is a different level of hatred. He smelled that box one time and decided it snuck enough to catch a body over it. And this is coming from a demon who I know doesn't wash their ass. Matter of fact, no.
Make it clap. What?
My fault. So after reinforcements arrive, Rengoku heads after the demon. But the demon really put on the burners because he's already found them. But it makes sense because with that level of baldness, he was built to be aerodynamic. But now the demon is confronting this poor innocent girl who was just trying to do her job. But luckily her grandma found some spare lunches lying around and chunked them at the back of his head. And the little girl uses this as her chance to escape. But she did not get very far because the demon catches up to her and starts choking her out on the train tracks. But faster than you can say Ben Simmons is trash, Rengoku pulls up, saves the girl, and slices the demon's Achilles in the process. But the demon's hatred for these box lunches is so strong that he immediately turns around and starts limping towards the grandma. That man said he leaving here with something, but once again he continues to ignore the scouting report, because when Rengoku walks into the opening, the demon offers him a challenge, which is if he off Granny first, then he would win. But if Rengoku can slice off his head before he get a chance to, then Rengoku will win. And this had to be some LeBron level foreshadowing, because after Rengoku accepts, he tells the demon good luck.
Good luck. He's not gonna know it.
We do not care.
Hey, what happened to 1, 2, 3, go? I mean, he kind of deserved it, so oh well. So after he defeated the demon, reinforcements show up again. I mean, not like he needed it, but where were y'all at 5 seconds ago? Anyways, Rengoku states that the job is not finished because the demon he just killed was not the demon they were looking for, because the Mugen train demon is more mysterious and much more powerful. So Rengoku plans on traveling with the train to see if he can catch the demon lacking. And right before the train takes off, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tanjiro arrive just in time to hop on board. And now with the stage set and an eerie feeling arising, the Mugen train rides off into the night. So as the train is traveling through the night, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro are walking through the train on the way to meet Rengoku for the first time. And when they walk into his cabin, it only took them 3 seconds to realize he was thrown off in the head, because he was spamming the word tasty. And he said it like 13 times. Like, bro, I do not see Michael B. Jordan anywhere. So what are you talking about? But nah, on a more serious note, this man was scarfing down lunch just like it was nothing. Nah, for real, that's at least 12 boxes. Bro, I promise you your food is not going anywhere. Put the chopsticks down. And look at this Inosuke. Bro, back up. You know damn well that boar head musty. But look, after they put the food away, they finally introduced themselves. So now Tanjiro and Rengoku are over here having a casual conversation. Meanwhile, Inosuke is over here smacking the windows. If that was me as a kid, my mother would have hit me with that belt no jutsu. But I digress. So Rengoku begins to talk to Tanjiro about about the history of the different types of breathing techniques and how fire, water, wind, stone, and thunder are the 5 breathing fundamentals. And after this, Rengoku asks Tanjiro what color his sword is. And when Tanjiro says black, Rengoku begins to laugh. And Tanjiro just sitting there confused like, what's so funny about my sword being black? And Rengoku responds, I've never seen someone with a black sword become hashira before.
What do you mean by that?
But regardless, he enthusiastically offers to train. Bro, what is wrong with this? So while Inosuke is flapping out the window, Rengoku warns them to get back in the train because the demon might appear. And Zenitsu's like, demon? So Rengoku informs them that over 40 people have disappeared from this train in a short period of time, and every swordsman they sent to check it out has vanished without a trace. Which brings up a very good question. Why are there so many people on this train right now? I would rather shit in my hands and clap than get on a train with an unknown demon who is murking passengers every single night. Like, bro, this is not the Polar Express.
Hoping Santa's on his...
But that's just me. So Zenitsu starts to tweak out when the conductor comes in and asks everyone for their tickets. And when he gets to Tanjiro, the lights start to flicker and then completely turn off. And when they turn back on, a horny demon appears in the train aisle. That is a big ass demon. But it's all good because Rengoku is not worried, because when the horny demon charges at him, he activates one of his flame breathing techniques and slices his head clean off. Well, that was anticlimactic. Was that really it?
I'm not finished.
Suddenly Rengoku senses another demon, so he runs to the front of the train to check it out, and Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro follow directly behind him. But the moment they leave their train cart, the lights start to flicker again, and whenever they cut back on, everyone that was left in there disappears.
Oh shit! A ghost!
We then find Rengoku in another train cart where passengers are running away, and the demon they're running from is over here tooted up. This man is doing splits on the train! Oh no, that's gotta be a violation. But suddenly the rest of the gang shows up, and Inosuke rushes in immediately. And as he's going for a double slash attack, the demon shoots out 2 extra appendages, which he barely blocks at the last second. And before he gets grabbed by the demon's hand, Rengoku rushes in and moves him out the way. And in the same movement, Rengoku propels himself off the chair, dives in, and saves the final passenger that was in the demon's range. But he is too clean with it. Meanwhile, Zenitsu's over here hiding in the corner, but suddenly the demon rushes right towards him, and with no hesitation, Rengoku meets him right in the middle. And before the demon can smack him with his hand, Rengoku pulls out his sword and hits him with that flame-breathing second form, rising scorching sun, as he beheads the demon and turns it into ashes. And as he puts his sword away, the gang immediately starts to glaze him. But this one was warranted because I was geeked up watching this too. I mean, how can you not? The hair, the fit, the sword. Bro, look, this man's aura is so strong, he got these niggas defying gravity. But enough of that. We fast forward later in the night where everyone on the train is sleeping, and suddenly the conductor busts through one of the car doors crying, looking distressed as I don't know what. And he falls down to his hands and knees and yells out that he put everyone to sleep as ordered. And as he's begging to be reunited with his dead wife and child, a demon hand with the mouth on it drops down from the ceiling, tells him that he did a good job, and then puts him to sleep forever. And 4 children who were behind them, who seem to be in some type of trance, ask the hand what they should do next, as the hand tells them to tie up the demon slayers who are currently sleeping until everything is ready to go. We then cut to Tanjiro, who is currently dreaming about being back home, but this time something is strangely different. His entire family is alive, and overwhelmed by emotions, Tanjiro begins to cry. And while he reunites with his family in the dream world, we cut back to reality, where we are finally introduced to the demon who is causing all of this, a member of the 12 Kizuki, lower rank number 1, Enmu. And as the train rides deeper into the night, the passengers fall deeper into eternal slumber. While the demon slayers are sleeping, the demon instructs the kids to tether themselves to them in order to infiltrate their dreams. And once they're in, they're tasked with locating and destroying the demon slayer's spiritual core, which resides in the realm of the subconscious, which is located right outside the dream that the dreamer is trapped in. And if they do destroy it, the owner of the dream ceases to exist. This is some next level Inception type mission, and the demon left a bunch of 8-year-olds in charge of getting it done. Yeah, okay. So while Rengoku is having a dream about his father and little brother, the girl that's tethered to him discovers and infiltrates the realm of his subconscious. And when she steps inside, it's just flames and smoke everywhere. But at this point, she's too deep into the mission, so she just starts running around until she eventually locates his spiritual core. And right before she destroys it, Rengoku, back in the real world, begins to grab her neck and choke her out. Mind you, this man is still sleeping. His body did that off of survival instinct alone. We then move to Tanjiro's dream, where he's still spending time with his family, but now he's no longer alone. So he gets done chopping wood and heads back home to greet his family and to ask where his sister Nezuko went. And a bow cut is crazy. And the longer he's in his dream, the more he forgets about reality. He begins to forget that his family was slain and that his sister became a demon, until he travels to a stream near his house to gather some water, where in his reflection, his subconscious pulls him in and reminds him that he's dreaming and that he needs to fight his way out. And at this moment, Tanjiro remembers that his real body is still asleep on the Mugen train. But even with him being aware that it's a dream, he still doesn't know a way to escape it. And when we cut back to the Mugen train, Nezuko finally flops out of her box, seemingly unaware of what's going on. But she does realize that her brother is under distress. And since he's not waking up, she decides the best way to do it is to headbutt him. And she headbutts him so hard that her head starts to bleed. That boy Tanjiro got that titanium cranium. But anyways, when Nezuko starts to bleed, she activates her blood demon art ability and completely engulfs Tanjiro. And back in the dream world, Tanjiro senses his sister's presence, which makes him wake up little by little, and also granting him his uniform and his sword. And when the siblings in his dream are asking him what's going on, he says his goodbyes and runs out to search for the demon who's causing this. And Tanjiro realizes that time is of the essence, so he has to find the demon quickly. But while he's searching for them, the dream version of Nezuko comes out of nowhere and stops him in his tracks. And while he's still in shock, the rest of his family appears as well. And now Tanjiro is left with the hardest decision he's ever had to make in his life, because now he begins to imagine what his family would be like if they were never slain and they all got to grow up happy and healthy together. But even with these thoughts, Tanjiro begins to walk away because he knows what's at stake. In reality, his family is all gone and he can never go back. See, this the type of stuff to make a grown man cry, I'm telling you. But while Tanjiro was running away, he unknowingly ran right past the kid who infiltrated his dreams. And even though the kid felt bad, he still broke it to Tanjiro's subconscious to find his spiritual core. And when he steps in, it's literally just clouds and blue skies. Probably the most peaceful place to ever exist. But we then cut back to Tanjiro, who's still trying to figure out what's going on, when suddenly a mysterious voice calls out to him, who tells him to pick up his sword because whatever he needs to cut is within his reach. And this is when Tanjiro comes to the conclusion that in order to wake up from his dream, he has to off himself. And as he begins to scream out loud, the camera pans to white snow, which is now painted in red. Alright, so this concludes part 1. Part 2 will have the rest of the arc, and it will be coming very soon. And if there are any other shows, animes, cartoons you want me to do in the future, just let me know in the comments below. I appreciate everybody for watching. If you could, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Atlas, and I'll catch you next time.